You have to lay the breadcrumbs down in order for you to have a successful business. See, when you see businesses pop up, 9 times out of 10, they've never done their market research. See, where I'm at, my city, when you pay attention, like out on the east side of town, they're building store after store after store, but in the west side, they're not building none of that because they feel like it's not a profitable situation. Their foundation is not as profitable. Me personally, I just think they just don't know what to put down in the west side of town. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the 9 to 5 Kickers podcast. This is season 2, my gal. But with this being season 2, we have a new setup going on. So basically what we're doing now is we are still the 9 to 5 Kickers podcast, but this series is called Broke to Boss. See, with this series here, this whole situation with the 9 to 5 Kickers is we want to make sure that we show our solopreneurs, our busy stay-at-home mom and dads. We want to show everyone how to go from broke to boss. We don't want you to follow that shiny syndrome where you see the person, the guru with the Lamborghini, where you see the $1 million mansion that's rented. It's not us. We want to be able to get you through some of the real life strategies, tips, tactics to help you build, grow, and scale your business. Because see, the 9 to 5 Kicker, 6-figure strategy coach, digital marketing, all of the above, I help solo entrepreneurs that's fresh in the game and stay-at-home mom and dads basically take their 5-figure income or their 5-figure business from non-existent to showing you the way to make 6 figures consistently. Now, is it hard to do? No, it's not hard to do, but what you got to do is you got to put in some work. So now that we know this, now that we know that the entrepreneurial landscape is in full dynamic effect, I mean, that's exactly what this is, because everyone is starting a business, but everyone is not running their business correct. We know that the landscape is dynamic. We know that it's challenging. Excuse me. We know this for a fact. But you cannot, fear not. Let me say this, fear not. Because over in this episode, we're about to guide you through getting your whip, pull out your bus pass. It doesn't make a difference where you watching this at or where you listening to this at. We are going to give you the blueprint. Now, I know you're wondering, what does this guy truly know? And so before we dive really deep into everything, let me give you a little bit of backstory, and we're going to get into this episode because, see, this episode is very important. See, season 2, we're going to kick it off the right way. So my backstory goes a little something like this. See, I'm not your average person who walks up on a stage and tells you, oh, I was in poverty, I was homeless, I was down to my last 50 cents. That's not me. What I'm going to tell you is this. I'm a 26-year vet of a privately nonprofit organization called Metropolitan Sewer District. 26 years in. So that means I'm getting ready to retire. But what that doesn't mean is I want to go back to work. So I had to figure out over time as I started getting closer and closer to my retirement, what could I do to get my check coming in every month, but still have money to do what I wanted to do, like go on family vacations, buy a brand new car when I want to. And we're not talking about no high-end vehicle, well, it depends on what you call high-end. I don't want a Lamborghini. I want a Range Rover, but I don't want a Lamborghini. All right. So basically, my what I'm saying is I'm getting ready to retire, but I started this podcast because I wanted to help other people retire before they even have to retire. And it can be done. Again, I help solo entrepreneurs, busy stay-at-home mom and dads, either start from scratch or build. They 5-figure, non-existent income, business, whatever you want to call it, to 6 figures. Now, I know you're sitting there thinking, do you do that? Yeah, I do. See, I've done affiliate marketing. I've run Embark Promotional Services, which is my t-shirt company. I have Wicked Oyster Candle Company, which is my candle making business. So yes, I am a 6-figure entrepreneur. I have multiple streams of income on top of my regular 9-to-5 gig. So without no further ado, we're going to jump into this episode because see, the reason being is because my backstory is not your backstory. But there's a reason why you want to kick your 9-to-5. So grab your notebook, grab your piece of paper, do me a favor, take notes. Because when we start walking through these processes, the only way you're going to do anything without blaming the person you're listening to is you just go implement it. All right? Let's ride.
You are listening to the 9-to-5 Kickers podcast, one of the elite members of the Digital Entrepreneurs Network, a show that's all about grinding and building off your hard work now so you can kick the 9-to-5 later. And now your host, he kicked the air out of his 9-to-5 many moons ago, Mr. Anthony Porter.
All right, y'all, so listen, if you see me glancing down, don't worry about it. If you're watching me on YouTube, don't worry about it, because I am checking my notes. Because see, a good entrepreneur gives you the notes because we want to make sure y'all got to excuse the train. I don't know how the soundproofing is not working in the studio, but we're going to get through it. A good entrepreneur has a notebook or 2 or 3 or 4 with them so they can always take their notes. So you can always be able to know that, hey, I can refer back to what was said here so I could go and implement this and get everything done. All right. So we are going to go from 0 to 6 figures, right? Going from 0 to 6 figures, we got to start with one thing, one major thing that starts us off going from 0 to 6 figures. And that is you have to have a solid foundation. This is the bedrock. This is the Barney Rubble, the Fred Flintstone of any venture. See, and I say that is because you got to remember, man, like if you grew up watching the Flintstones, man, it's the funniest cartoon. Everything with them was concrete wood, right? But the company was always breaking up slate rock. We run into slate rock all the time because it's the hardest rock. So it's like when you pour in concrete to build an amazing skyscraper, architects make sure that they got the best cement and concrete, rock, and sand mixed together because they want to have that foundation. They want it to be solid. All right. They want it to be solid. So having a foundation is very key. See, you have to have your landscape. So your foundation to any business is knowing A, who your ideal customer is, B, where they lie at, C, how you gonna get a hold of them. You have to lay the breadcrumbs down in order for you to have a successful business. See, when you see businesses pop up, 9 times out of 10, they've never done their market research. See, where I'm at, my city, when you pay attention, like out on the east side of town, they're building store after store after store, but in the west side, they're not building none of that because they feel like it's not a profitable situation. Their foundation is not as profitable. Me personally, I just think they just don't know what to put down in the west side of town. Because see, in order for you to have a foundation, you need to identify your niche. So identifying your niche is the very most important portion of everything, because see, a strong niche will help you get to that point to make it 6 figures and above. And so when you identify the niche market, you can identify the money that you could possibly generate. See, that foundation right there with the niche is there's 3 different major pillars. You have health and beauty, relationship, and wealth. But you dig deeper with inside of those 3 just to get to the point of, okay, I know I can make money in the health niche. So now we're talking fitness, weightlifting, dieting. But that's too broad. So what you need to do is you need to think about it and say, oh, okay, well, if that's too broad, let me dive into weightlifting. Okay, so fitness can lead to weightlifting. Weightlifting, we can talk about bodybuilding, we can talk about powerlifting, we can talk about CrossFit, we can talk about high intense interval training. We can break it down. Become the master of your niche, become your authority figure, right? So once you get to that point and you know that your niche is broken down into a micro manufactured niche, you got an opportunity now to sit here and make a ton of freaking bread. Period, point blank. That's it. But you have to figure out what niche is going to work for you. So understand this. All right, understand this. Consider your business idea as the seed. Okay. Now, how deep are you planting that seed? How well do you know your target audience, i.e., your ideal customer? Like, these are questions that you need to really tackle before you really start moving forward with this agile business. Remember, we are putting a system together. So we start with the foundation. The next step is you have to create a unique value proposition. All right. So Most people call it a grandfather offer. Most people call it an irresistible offer. Alex Hamazi calls it the Grand Slam offer. My culture, if Big Mama call you right now and Big Mama tell you, baby, I need you to go to the store. Are you telling Big Mama no? So we got the Big Mama offer because I'm here to tell you, there's no way on God's green earth that Big Mama gonna call and you gonna tell Big Mama nah. Two things gonna happen when you mess with Big Mama. A, Big Mama gonna slap you from here to next week. And then after Big Mama slap you, everybody in the family gonna slap you. See, that's how we get down. See, that's old school. That's old school. That's where everybody can tap that. You know what? So that's old school, all right? We just gonna keep it all right. So now that we had the foundation set, it's time to carve out our unique space in this market, all right? Yeah, man, look, I'm having too much fun. Once again, man, this is season 2. Broke the Boss podcast, man. Presented to you by the 9 to 5 Kickers podcast. This episode 0 to 6 figures is in the building. So crafting your unique value position. All right. So basically what you're doing is you're coming up with an irresistible offer. Something that nobody can say no to. A solopreneur is listen, you need to craft something that is going to benefit someone else. See, you got to have a way to solve people's problems. So when we're talking about the offer itself, when we're talking about the offer itself, you have to ask, what makes your business stand out? Like literally, whatever you do, no matter what you do, what makes your business stand out? What makes you the epitome of what everybody else wants to be? Tell me that. What is it? All right. So basically what you have to ask yourself is, what makes your business stand out? How do you solve the problem that everyone seems to have, or how do you solve it differently? See, your UVP, again, is unique value proposition. Is the beacon that guides your audience. You know how you're on the ship and the ship got that little beep, beep, beep. It's the beacon that guides your audience that to choose you over the competition. So basically, you got to have something that's going to be like, whoo. It's like going into the record store back in the day. Going into the record store. And on a certain day, you got the Lauryn Hill, Miseducation, the Lauryn Hill album come out. And over here, you have the Kiss album. Something about that Miseducation, the Lauryn Hill, I'm getting that. I don't know too much about Kiss. And I know that's a very, very vague combination, but I'm just letting you know. Hey, man. Something about that drew me to the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. Ain't nothing draw me over here to the Kiss album. And shout out to Kiss, because I'll listen to their music, but I'm just giving you a scenario. All right. So when you're exploring, let's explore how crafting a compelling narrative can captivate your audience. So you have to give something for them to want to, something of value that makes them want to come to you. So for me, it's doing a 5-day challenge for free to help you build, scale, and grow your business. On top of that, you might get the 5-day replays. If you didn't pay for the VIP, you might get them for a couple extra days. If you get the VIP package, it's going to be for life. All right. We might throw in a few extra bonuses like some lead generation tracking sheets, some social media a content calendar, a checklist. We will probably throw in some I said lead generation, right? Lead generation tracking. We're going to also throw in, as you go along with it, you got to figure out what will make someone want to deal with you. All right. So basically, you got to think about that. So when you're crafting an offer, that's what you got to do. You got to craft your offer. You got to look at that and be like, what would make somebody want to be? What as a business owner can I provide value? Because we're here to serve. We're not here to just collect a check. We are here to serve. So by us serving the community, it helps us out tremendously. You got to understand that, man. Like, we are here to serve. All right. So now, before we take a break, we're going to talk about a robust way. Building a robust online presence. So what does that mean? Well, remember in the beginning, I said we're not doing a whole lot of social. My ear. Woo. We're not doing a whole lot of social media. We're not doing a whole lot of social media posting, right? Well, check this out. I'm not saying you got to post 30 times a day. What I'm saying is in this day of digital entrepreneurship, people want to see who you are. They want to know who the person is telling me this. So they're going to check your Instagram, your Facebook. They're going to check, they want to see if you're legit. Check it. You ain't going to never catch me. If you catch me with a Lamborghini, I'm looking at somebody else's whip because I can't afford it. Even though I got multiple six-figure businesses, I'm not. Taxes is a mob, bro. So we not going to even go there, okay? But you have to have an online presence. So once you get past the UVP, your unique value proposition, it's time to showcase, to the world. You got to show the world who you are. You can't hide all your life. Today, like I said, today's age, man, everybody wants to know who the person is. How can they help? Hey, man, Tony, my leads is not working. Well, let's take a look at it. Is it your offer? Nah, your offer look kind of good. Well, is it your hook? Nah, man, your hook is crazy. Your hook is crazy. Because see, there's this thing called hook story offer. Let me check out your. Oh, I see why I don't nobody. You ain't got nobody following you, bruh. And not all followers would be business people, buyers. But what you got to understand is you can't just pop up and say, listen, here's what gets me. A lot of people go on Facebook and they're posting their little coaching groups talking about, I scaled a 6 to 7 figure business without no social media presence, just word of mouth. But you on Facebook. Make that make sense. You have no social media presence. This is what you're telling people, but you are on Facebook. And then again, they say, well, we don't post all the time, but you on Facebook running this ad. You're paying people to come and look at your stuff. And then when you go to the Instagram page, wait a minute, what's going on with that? Oh my God, it's the same thing. Thought you didn't post much, but you got 200-300 posts. So having an online presence is very important because people get to know you. People want to know who you are. Check out the influencers. Brand influencers, Instagram influencers, don't make no difference. Check them out. Check out their views. Just go to Instagram page, go to YouTube short, go to YouTube. It don't make no difference. Check them out. $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 subscribers, close to 1 million. Views is 6.5K. Video uploaded 2 hours ago. What the hell? Yeah, that's what's going on. So you have to have an online presence. Now, let me give you a pro tip real quick. Creating a website that converts visitors into customers and strategies that make social media presence a powerful asset. You can have a website. We use funnels. We want to get straight to the point. We have a website. Actually, the website, the 9to5kickers.com, is actually being worked on as we speak. But in order for you to be able to tap into the six-figure digital business formula course, we use a sales funnel. We tapping in with you with the sales funnel. We want you to be direct. We ain't got time for you to go around trying to find it. Because see, in this day and age, guess what? On social media, everybody, you got 3 to 5 seconds to prove your point. Period. In the discussion, you got 3 to 5 seconds to prove your point. And within that 3 to 5 seconds, it's going to make or break you. So hook story alpha, we're going to talk about that in another episode. Hook story alpha is the key to everything. All right. So we got through the first half. We're going to take a quick break. We come back. We are going to get through the second half and enjoy season number 2, man. I'm so excited, man. Season number 2. Check it out, man. Season number 2, we back. We are back. Hey, we're going to jump right into this because now we're getting into the downhill draw. You know how in a race you're going uphill, we reached the pinnacle, the peak, and now it's time to take it downhill. We got like the skiers, we got to put them ski things, them poles on the side of us, and we got to just coast on into the finish line. So welcome back to season number 2. The 9to5 Kickers presents the Broke the Boss podcast. Listen, man, I'm just so happy to be back because over the last couple of weeks, man, it's just been a lot of information that I just wanted to get out, and I've been trying to put it together so I could get it out there so everybody can tap in. You might not want to leave your job. You might like your job. You got benefits. Okay, you don't want to leave, but you want to get some passive income. See, a lot of y'all out here might need to get some passive income because we get tired of seeing y'all with them fake Gucci bags. A lot of y'all want to get rid of them fake Louis and go out there and get you a real one. I don't rock the Louis or Gucci, so I can't afford it. And I'm not knocking the side hustles who sell that stuff. Shout out to the main stores, Gucci, Louis, Fendi. Shout out to all my Black-owned businesses. Shout out to Markel Russell, man. I've been following that brother for a minute now. And that brother, let me tell you something. Before I get into this last situation, man, the last segments, there are a few people that I follow. Nehemiah Davis is one. Circle of CEOs. Powerful brother. That brother is powerful. David Sands. David Sands is one of the main reasons why I started this podcast. All right. We just going to keep it funky with you, man. This is one of the main reasons. That cat right there is one of the main reasons. Markel Russell is very influential in me understanding. Like, I follow Russell Brunson and Dean Graziosi, Tony Robbins, Gary Vee. I follow all of these cats. But Markel Russell, Billie Jean, E.T. Eric Thomas, Earn Your Leisure cats, and listen, man, I am a major fan of $1 million worth of game. If you not watching, and listen, I'm not getting paid by these cats to plug. They don't need me to plug. They say I'm small. These cats is major. I'm trying to scale, but I'm not trying to scale. These are the people who influence me. These are the people that I like to follow. Drink Champs. And shout out to Mav Hoffa, man. Listen, Mav Hoffa's podcast is man, listen, math. Keep doing what you do, bruh. Gilly and Wallow, I do not know none of these cats. Never met none of them. But they put it on for the culture. It doesn't make a difference who you are. They put it on for the culture. If you want to see it, it's probably on one of these podcasts. So with that being said, we're going to get into smart work tactics, strategies for growth. I just had to say that, man. I didn't mean to get off key, but I just had to say that, man. All right. Oh, by the way, subscribe to the podcast. We on Apple, YouTube, Google, Spotify. We on all of them. Sign up. Let's grow the community. Let's listen. Solo entrepreneurs, stay-at-home mom and dads, right? We're going to add another one to that. We're going to refine our marketing statement. That's our whole business in a bottle. We're going to add minority to all of that. And here's why. If you paid attention to what I said in the beginning of the podcast, you would have understood that I'm talking about how my community suffers. I'm not blaming nobody. What I am going to do is try to do my part to help my community come up before I disappear off this face of this earth. All right? So we just going to say that. We have a lot of money in the West End, but we don't have the resources to get it out there. So somebody got to open that door. The guy who used to do it is a gentleman named Reverend Coleman. He passed away. God bless the dead. But Reverend Coleman, everybody else wanted to have their hands out. That guy was a man for the people. We got to get that back. My community has to quit letting people come in with their smart work strategies for growth and take over. So in your business, here's what that means. All right. We have a strong online presence. The foundation is just solid as a rock. We're going to say that. Now we got to shift the focus to what works best. And that's for hard work to smart work. You know that saying. Work smarter, not harder. I figured that out a long time ago. You're not going to get me to do nothing extra that I don't want to do. The work's still going to get done. It's going to get done in a timely manner, and it's going to be sufficient. But I ain't going to work too hard. So, how can you maximize your efforts without being burning yourself out? Well, sometimes you got to, once you get your business up and running, because most of the time, everything that you do is you got to do it yourself. When you start making a little extra money, you start divvying that stuff out. All right. So divvying that stuff out is a great way for you to work smarter, not harder. You have to have strategies versus tactics because you have to be smart. Like take for instance when a company is getting ready to merge or it's a hostile takeover, right? They got a whole strategic room. War room is what they call it. It's a whole room down the hallway where they sit back and they map out how they want to take over this company. Your job is to have your war room to map out how you're going to get eyes on your business. Now, we talked about having the, Big Mama Alpha, the foundation, the Big Mama Alpha, and having a social presence. So right now, that's the framework. Putting it all together is where it becomes more like people cooking gumbo. You got to mix all the ingredients and just start stirring the pot. You feel me? So you want to have a strategy for getting yourself out there. You want to have a strategy for time management. And then you want to have the art of leveraging effective resources. So those effective resources might be, you might want to outsource some things. It's not about you doing everything, because at the time, like when we first started this, remember, it was about how we're going to get eyes. How we're going to get eyes on our business, right? In order for us to generate leads, in order for us to scale a business, in order for us to take back our time and our freedom, so we can walk away from that 9-to-5 grind. And guess what? We ain't got to work harder, just smarter. The goal is to work less and still be able to do what you want to do. Now, in the beginning, it's going to take time, because in the beginning, you're going to work hard because you want to get out there. All right? You want to get out there. So just think about that. So some actionable insights. We're going to talk about that. Sharing actionable insights that can be implemented today to streamline your workflow and make the most of every minute. So what you need to do is you need to figure out what it is. See, because for me, it's doing a challenge, giving some value content, and repurposing all of my stuff in order for other people to see. I want to get eyes on my business. The 9-to-5 Kickers broke the boss 6-figure coaching program. That's it. And then you got to have, listen to me now, this is important, you got to have a marketing strategy. Marketing is the heartbeat to any company. Again, if you're not being seen, nobody knows who you are, you're not going to make no bread. Now, if you just start, guess what? I know you ain't got no money, so you market on a budget. So sometimes starting a business, as you're working on your business, you can start talking about your business on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or TikTok or Snapchat or LinkedIn or Twitch or Twitter or whatever. You might not have a product yet, but you can start talking about it. See, I give you a prime example, because in my next podcast episode, we're going to talk about affiliate marketing, right? So affiliate marketing is not the only, but affiliate marketing is where you promote other people's products for a small commission. All right. They pay you to promote their products. Now, you don't need a website. You don't need no tech skills. You don't need none of that. All you need to do is have a computer and the will to get paid, right? That's the old way. We'll break all of that down, but affiliate marketing, you can make it sustainable 6-figure income doing affiliate marketing. We're going to break down the ways of doing affiliate marketing, what all you need to do in there. But that's, if nobody knows that you're an affiliate, how can you get paid, be seen, any of that? You got to market yourself. You got to let people know what you do. So you got to have a social media presence, man. So everything that we talk about leads into everything that we're talking about again. Either you're going to do organic or you're going to do paid ads. If you ain't got no money, start out with organic. Post on one, repurpose to the others. So pick one particular platform. Instagram. Pick Instagram. Post on Instagram 2 or 3 times a day, every day. Use the tools out there. AI will help you put together videos for you to get out there. Content for you to get out there. Makes it easier. We have to get the resources to make things easier. Remember, Instagram is part of Facebook. Facebook has 3.5 billion people online every minute. You don't know how to get yourself in front of these folk. Everybody think that, listen, generations are a lot of Facebooks for old people. Okay, old people making money. And we living longer. But you got to have strategies that pack a major punch. You want them old Mike Tyson pow punches, Tyson Fury or DeAndre Wilder pow punches. The finesse that Floyd and Roy used to have, we don't. Excuse me. I had to laugh because Roy and Floyd was finesse, man. Roy will pop you, but Floyd gonna talk you into a fight, get you upset, get in your head, and then win the fight. And there you are, he holding the bag, and you looking like Fred and Barney in Bedrock. But anyway, you have to have powerful pack punches that will knock somebody's socks off when it comes to marketing. And then last but not least, we're going to talk about scaling without stress. So the journey is almost over. We tackled this is the final piece of the puzzle. All right. Scaling without stress. Many entrepreneurs fear growth. You fear it because it's associated with overwhelming workloads. Fear not. Trust me. Please believe me when I tell you. Scaling your business is seamlessly ensuring that across all platforms, once you put your system together, you can scale your business without even thinking about it. So you got to have a foundation. You have to have a presence. You have to have a big mama offer. You have to have smart work strategies. Marketing is very key. And scaling for success is the best way to do it. See, when you search for people online, search a business in your niche. After you pick your niche, search your niche because you want to do the market research, right? Search your niche. As you search your niche, okay, find 5 to 10 people in your niche and see what they do. See how successful they are. See, for me, it was with marketing, of course, the godfather of marketing, Russell Brunson. But then I started following Markel Russell and Nehemiah Davis. Man, Nehemiah Davis, I kid you not, man. I was talking to somebody about this at work. And I told him, I said, man, that cat Nehemiah Davis, that brother posts all day, every day. Now he can do that, but people follow him because he's got the presence. 12 o'clock, notification, Nehemiah is going live. Nehemiah went live one day to tell us that his baby was doing something in the kitchen. He's in another room getting his hair cut. The whole time he's live, he's talking about his kids, and all of a sudden he dropped, boom, his ebook system. I did the research. That video probably generated him $1 million. 20-minute live, man. So put together your system. Listen, here's what I need you to do. Subscribe to the podcast. Find us on YouTube because we will talk about systems on YouTube. We get a little more in depth at the 9 to 5 Kickers podcast on YouTube. All right. So, in conclusion, the journey that you have went on is the framework for you to start, scale, and grow from 0 to 6 figures. From 0 to 6 figures. It's the foundation, the framework for you to get your business up and running. Once you have the foundation, you crafted your Big Mama offer, which is your UVP. You have a robust online presence. You embrace smart working strategies versus hard working life. You've mastered marketing and you've explored scaling without stress. Remember, this is a blueprint. It's a whole system. It's what we call the digital business formula, which is called Broke the Boss. The whole system is Broke the Boss. This segment is presented to you by the 9-to-5 Kickers, the Broke the Boss segment, the new series, 0 to 6 figures. All right, man, I want to thank all the listeners for stopping by, all the viewers for stopping by, joining us on this episode of 0 to 6 figures, the Blueprint series. If you found this value in today's discussions, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, share, leave us a review. Connect with us on social media. Listen, the 9-to-5 Kickers podcast is on Instagram. Check out the 9-to-5 Kickers on Instagram. So you got the podcast channel, the Instagram page, and the Kickers page. We're on Facebook and Twitter. All right. Remember, this unique journey is a path to 6 figures. Me giving it to you is not going to get you 6 figures. What you have to do is you have to put some work in. It's actionable causes. Listen, you can't be a tire kicker. You got to be an action taker. All right. Don't be a tire kicker. Be a action taker. All right. So until next time, man, keep doing what you're doing. Keep growing. Keep innovating. Keep kicking those goals. I'm your host, Mr. Anthony Porter from the 9-to-5 Kickers, the Broke the Boss podcast series, man. We out of here, man. Peace.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the 9-to-5 Kickers podcast, hosted by Mr. Anthony Porter. Executive producers for the show are Sincere Straughter, Charlie Straughter, Ria Cash, and Theory Porter. Sound design and editing done by WaveTech for beats by WaveTech. The 9-to-5 Kickers podcast is a production of the NTFK Media Group and a member of the Digital Entrepreneurs Network. We'll catch you in the next episode. Peace.